Hey, everybody. Hey, it is Kisa. Just came all on screen without any intro or anything like that, right? I hope that you are doing well on this Monday. And where is the time going? Like we're already in October, like time's moving on. Okay, pretty soon we're going to be talking about the classic and then Thanksgiving and then Christmas, right? Because those are the three holidays, okay, for the remainder of the year. I mean, and I think there's a trick or treat Halloween in there somewhere too, right? But for the most part, we've got the classic, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas, right? Then New Year. That's how the rest of the year looks. But in all seriousness, no, I am Kisa. I am Coach K, Kisa Sharp, and I hope that you're doing well on this Monday. I am doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. So I hope that you are as well. And I literally wanted to just give you a heads up this evening and let you know that this fall season, we are coming to you with a brand new series alert. Okay. Over the past couple of months that we've been airing our daily talk show on dating and relationships, I've been getting some feedback from you all, okay, in front of the camera and also behind the scenes. And one thing has become very apparent. My role is that of a connector. That is where I am the absolute strongest in connecting you with information and with people, okay? And also giving people a platform in which to speak. So, brand new series alert. You ready for it? All right. Starting next week, Men Speak each Monday to close out the rest of the year. Men Speak on Mondays. Okay. We're going to talk dating. We're going to talk relationships. We're going to hear from the men. We're going to talk about marriages. We're going to talk about successful marriages. We're going to talk about unsuccessful marriages. We've already got it in queue. Our first speaker is a Birmingham native, although he is not here right now, but he is a Birmingham native. He doesn't live here right now. But Carlton Young graduated from West End. He's a motivational speaker called to help men realize their full potential as leaders. And he's going to be talking relationships. And he's going to be talking about, ladies, his advice for you in finding and receiving the one. What does that look like? How would you recognize him? Carlton Young is kicking us off next week on October the 14th, Monday night at 6 p.m. And each Monday night through the remainder of the year, we're going to hear from the men as they speak on dating and relationships. You know, one of the things, and if you don't know my story in this arena, I have a passion about bringing this information to you, okay? And particularly wanting to hear from the men, because I think that as ladies, sometimes we assume we know what men want. We assume that we know how to get where we need to go alone. Just ask us, right? Like, well, if just the men would do this and the men would do that. And here's the bottom line. The bottom line is we really need to be doing more listening in this season. Okay. People are not connecting relationally. All right. It's easier to get on social media and watch a podcast. It's easier to grab this phone and scroll and be entertained by endless pictures on Instagram and Facebook and endless posts rather than have a conversation. Have you ever noticed, even if you're married, maybe even, or in a relationship, do you notice how challenging it can be once you get over all the thrills of the dating stage? Do you notice how challenging it can be to have someone actually sit and have a conversation with you? Most people are on their smartphone. Most people are paying attention to this device more than they're paying attention and conversating with each other. That's a problem. That's a problem. Because what's happened is we've become more interested than in being entertained rather than being informed about one another. We're, we're more interested in being entertained than being truly connected. So you could say this is a movement, so to speak, in which we're taking that back in that relationship arena. We're taking that back and learning the process and learning what builds attraction, learning what to look for. Ladies, do you know? Let me ask you a serious question. Do you know when you're wasting your time? Do you know when a guy is wasting your time? Another question, very serious question. Are you really, really ready for a relationship? The relationship that you think will change your life or that you believe that you deserve, are you ready? Have you addressed those areas in your life that can be problem areas or that can hinder you from truly receiving the person that God has for you? Okay. See, those are the things that we're not really talking about. We're just saying, I can't find a good man or I can't find a good woman. But are you addressing your issues? Are you addressing your hindrances? We're going to talk about all of that because all of it are factors, all of those are factors, excuse me, in finding your person. I cannot guarantee that you're going to find your person by listening to the conversation and by tuning in. But what I can guarantee you is you're going to be in a position, in a stronger position to make an informed decision. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Having the information that you need to make an informed decision. Because your life, my life, is the sum total of our decisions. And speaking of, let me encourage you right here at this point. There are some of you, and I seem to go here often, but there are some of you who you believe that hope is lost, you're discouraged. Let me take a little bit of a drink. You're discouraged because you believe that you don't have the relationship and the 2.5 children and the house out in the burbs with the white picket fence. So you're thinking that your story is over. You are disgruntled because it hasn't happened on your timeline. Let me bring you a word to encourage you. Hold on. Hold on. Get information and continue to work on yourself. I was talking to, and this line of thought, I believe in giving credit where credit is due. It was generated and spawned by the conversation and some conversations I've had with motivational speaker Carlton Young. You can Google him, just like it sounds, Carlton Young, in which he talked about that. He talked about the fact that, that's the part that we don't want to deal with. We just want to meet our person and think we're going to live happily ever after. No, the work begins after you meet them. And the question is, are you prepared to put in the work in the relationship to have that dream relationship? Because dream relationships don't just happen. The movies. I mean, I'm a fan of Hallmark, and I love watching their love stories. I love it. I love it. I love it. But the funny thing about Hallmark is the only thing that we see, and this is no knock to Hallmark. This is movies in general. Okay, a lot of times we see the process of that couple hooking up. What we don't see is the process of them staying together. Let me say that again. A lot of times we spend all this energy and we spin our wheels to hook up, but we don't see and we don't invest in the information and we don't invest in the tools to keep it together. The movies are just exciting. Boy meets girl, boy gets girl, they get married and live happily ever after. No, the real work begins after. You get that? The real work begins after. But in the meantime, you don't have to be sitting around waiting until you're chosen or waiting until your path crosses with the one. You focus right now on being the best person that you can be. Gentlemen, you focus on being the best guy that you can be. Carlton really lays it out, and I'm really prepping it, but he's going to give us some information on what to look for. He's going to give you information, ladies, on what to look for. And guys, he even has this group in which you can connect with him so he can even teach and mentor and show men, because that's his calling, on how to be a better leader. So, what am I saying in all of this? I've heard, and I am on a mission, one person at a time, to restore hope and to restore sound wisdom in dating and relationships. The Bible says that there's nothing that's impossible with God. Nothing. I know people, have seen people who've gotten married in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, and in their 80s. So if that can happen for them, why can't it happen for you? Get your information, continue to prepare, and continue to become the best version of you. So when he or she comes, it's going to be a blessing. You can have a little bit of heaven on earth in your relationship. Yeah, you're going to have to do some work. I mean, let me be the first to tell you, in a marriage, you will have to do some work, and not just even in a marriage, in relationships, okay? Because you're two people coming together from entirely different backgrounds. But you put in the work, you're going to have something that is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So remain encouraged. And remember, 1 week from tonight and each Monday until the end of the year, we're going to have men speak on Mondays. You're going to hear from the gentlemen, and they're going to just lay it out, whether they're single, whether they're married. They're going to give some tips and some wisdom on relationships from a male perspective. So I want you to tune in, and I want you to support, and I want you to hear what they have to say. And remember, always, for our programs that we provide, the greatest support that you can I guess give us is to like our broadcast, to share our broadcast, and to comment on our broadcast. So again, up to this point, a deep, heartfelt thank you. You've been so supportive. You've been so receptive to what I've been doing. I fully recognize I could not do this without you, but it has been well worth me coming on here, well worth me sharing with you, and I'm going to continue to do so. But remember, Men Speak on Mondays. We're going to continue all throughout the week having our dating and relationship talk. We're going to have Kisa and Joe on Wednesdays, and then on Fridays, we're going to evolve in life, in the totality of our life, spirit, soul, body, social, and everything else. We're going to evolve to our best selves by the end of 2024, okay? As we head into a new year. So I will see you again tomorrow night at 6 p.m. And remember, 1 week from today, Men Speak on Mondays. We'll see you then. Have a great day. I'm Kisa, Coach K. See you soon.